Here we go again, welcome back. This is in the GT series again. We're in the Porsche 911. We are at Nürburgring and it is soaking, it is wet. During practice, it was wet most of the time and then it dried up right at the very end, but then for the race, it is absolutely hammering it down. So, not really expecting this car to shine. This is more of a grip car. It's designed around grip, but I've got no videos with it, so I've got to post something, so we'll see how we get on here. We started in 21st place, we're up into 12th. The BMW seems to think that we're a battering ram, but we get past him and it is 12th place comfortably at the moment. That might be 11th place. We'll try and go around the outside here, leaving room on the inside. He hits us anyway, that's fine. And then we push on. 9th place now, where those two people went off a couple of corners before. We get a bump from behind, another bump from behind, another bump from behind. Bentley's going to make a move on us. I might give him that just to stop us having contact. He can take the outside because we can switch him and come back at him, but I don't think we'll overtake him here. We'll block off. I think it was a McLaren and the Bentley uses us.
Total time penalty is about half a second.
And we get a penalty as well. Brilliant quality. It is absolutely chucking it down. Really frustrating. So coming into the final few corners here, it's not a great first lap, but we've made up 11 places, made up 10 places, so it's not too bad. Coming around the final corner, make sure we get a good exit. And this thing is not built for speed on straights, so I'm not expecting anything special here. The guy behind us has a 3.2 second penalty. Hopefully he doesn't rear end us here. We're going to try and not make contact with the guy in front, which we don't so far. Then we'll try and switch to the inside, get on the power, and make the slightest of touches, which is fine. And then we get a couple of taps from behind, but that's fine. Then we'll switch the guy in front and accelerate past him, and that's 7th place. We're into lap 2 at Nürburgring and it is absolutely chucking it down. Next up, we've got we've got two Dodgers in a row next. Very strong car, wet or dry. It is very strong. It's going to be difficult to get past these next two. They seem like they've got good pace as well. And he's very good at accelerating out of corners as well. So this is going to be really difficult because he's probably got better top end as well. So we are going to have to out corner and out brake him. Looking behind, it doesn't look like we're going to have too much of a challenge from behind, so this is all about trying to hook up the corners now. That wasn't a good start. See if we can hook this one up a bit better. That'll do. We're 1 second, 0.9, and we're about 1 second behind the car in front. Coming up to the final few corners. We've got a 1.1 penalty as well. I must have missed that. I don't know where we got that. I know we got a 0.6 penalty earlier. And these Dodgers, they, if anything, they're probably a little bit faster than us at the moment, which is a bit frustrating. I'll have to. I mean, this will be our first lap of hooking up the car, having clear air in front. See what we can do over a lap of clear air. and they're still sort of pulling ahead of us. Hopefully if they start fighting, that will give us a chance, because at the moment we're a bit in no man's land. First place is absolutely pulling away. We just don't have the pace to keep up with him. Unless the weather changes, I can't see a lot happening in this race at the moment, to be honest. And it is still chucking it down. I was hoping, because in practice it dried up. It dried up for not even that long, probably about half a lap, 3/4 of a lap. There was no spray coming off the rear tyres, but that might be a penalty. Whoa, it's a massive penalty. Okay. Not looking good now. We need to make some overtakes here. Yeah, going back to practice, it was frustrating because it was raining the whole time, and then it dried up at the end, so I went and put the soft tyres on to see what kind of lap times I could get on a dry track, and by the time I'd gone over the start line, I'd done about 3/4 of the lap, and then the spray started coming up again from the rear tyres, so it just killed the lap. I missed the braking zone, and that was that. I should have really got it on record, but normally when that happens, it means during a race it will be similar weather, like I explained when we done Le Mans with the Ferrari GT. Through practice, if there's dynamic weather, then normally it means there will be dynamic weather in the race. So that's the only thing I'm hoping for right now. If the weather changes, hopefully we've got the tyres to extend this strategy of being on the wet tyre until the spray leaves the rear wheels. That's normally the time you want to pit, when the spray is just about to stop coming up from the rear wheels. That is normally the perfect time to pit the car, but it's not looking nowhere near a strategy like that at the moment. I mean, it's absolutely chucking it down. We're staying about 1.2 behind these Dodges. Unless it starts to dry up, I don't think this Porsche will come alive, to be honest. And it looks like the guys up front are starting to squabble a bit. We're catching this Dodge in front now, which is good. And we're really catching him now, and strangely. I mean, it's still raining. I don't know, it wasn't raining as bad as it was at the beginning of the race, but it's still heavy raining. There's still a lot of spray coming up from the rear wheels. That's 6th place. Someone made a mistake. It was one of the Dodge Vipers. So that's 1 down. We've got 1 to go now. It's going to be a problem though if we get past him. He's got the pace to just sit behind us. We've made a mistake there, and we might get overtaken here. The guy behind's catching. He's catching. He might lunge us here. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't rear end us either, which he does. Only slightly though. That's all good. This is a contact sport, so that's fine. Coming into the last corner, and it is drying up. It's still raining. It is definitely still raining, but it felt like through that last corner it was drying up a bit. And 7th place is very close to us here right now. Hopefully he doesn't lunge us. I think this is starting to dry up. And I think that was 3rd place. He had given up. 1st place is still slightly extended. He's extending his lead by about 2 tenths a lap, 3 tenths a lap maybe. And I think we're going to have a run for this Dodge here. Let's cut out to the right hand side. I know. Oh no, he wants to defend. Yeah, we're not going to go for it. He's quite aggressive at defending. We'll give him a little tap from behind. Nothing too big, because we don't want to ruin our races. We get a warning for that. That's fair enough. Let's just try and push on here. See what we can do. And this is painfully a really dodgy place to be, because we've got the guy behind so close. He can make a move at any second, but we can't quite get past this car in front. We're going to have to try and outbrake him at some point, because this guy behind's getting frustrated now. Let's go for a move here, see what happens. No, that's never going to work. So we will cut back to the inside. We make slight contact. Hopefully we don't get a penalty, which we don't. The inside's ours, mate. We're taking that. Nah, we gave him a tap. He gave us a tap. It's getting a bit dangerous here now. We get another warning. Let's chuck it in the pit here. I think let's just take a risk. The track's drying. It feels like it's drying. It's still spitting, but let's put on the soft tyre and let's just see what happens. Let's go for an undercut here. So the soft tyres are on. They'll be on now till the end of the race. They should last 3 laps, especially in the wet as well. As long as I don't light the rear tyres up, these tyres will happily last till the end. The aim is to have a clean lap here, because they're going to be chucking it in the pits, I'm guessing, as long as it doesn't start raining again. If it's anything like practice, then this is going to start pouring it down straight away again. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but it's still on the switch over at the moment. You'd still be quick on wet tyres, but then I think soft tyres may be just as quick, if not maybe a bit slower. But we're going to try and hook a lap up here. The track is drying with every corner that we take. And it is lap 6 of 8. We're in 14th place, but what we're looking for is, I think they're going to pit. I think they have to pit. I've just thrown it in the pits. They don't know what strategy I've done. For all they know, I might have stayed on the wet tyre, but we are definitely quicker at the moment. I think the track's drying. And it feels like it. It's still a bit dodgy, still a bit slippy, but the spray has left the rear wheels. I can see a driving line on the track now as well. It's looking good. It's looking good. I don't know where we're going to be when they come out the pits. There's a lot of guys going into the pits now that I can see on the map. We're coming around the final corner now. The car's feeling really grippy now. It really wants to play ball now. Frustratingly towards the end of the lap. If only if it was like that around midway through the lap. And that is the Dodge Viper there. We have undercut him. I don't know what tyres he's put on, but we're a lap down on these soft tyres. But we have definitely used the undercut there to our advantage. And we're going to see what we can do now here. We're 13 seconds behind 3rd place. We need a podium though. 1st place hasn't pit yet. But the track is dry. It's frustrating though. It's not dry enough to really push this car to its limit. It's still slightly raining. We're still hanging around 13 seconds behind 3rd place. The guys behind are hanging around 2 seconds behind. I need to push that a bit further. Otherwise penalties will come into play. I'm not worried about the guy directly behind us. It will be the one behind him. I don't think he's got any penalties. And the car's really starting to hook up now here. I'm still a bit cautious though to push it completely. I don't want to push it completely. But the track is basically dry. It's slightly spitting still on the screen, but the track feels completely dry really. And 1st place has gone into the pits. I think we should overtake him. There's someone else in the pit as well, I think. There's 2 guys in the pits. Are we going to take 2 positions here? No. Whoever that was who would pit with him. So we take 3rd place, and we're enough ahead. I don't think we'll be under threat from him. We've got 1 lap to go. We're 13 seconds behind. The track is dry. It seems to have stopped raining now. I think this is going to open up for us here. I just don't know if 12 and 15 seconds, I don't think we can make that up in 1 lap. If we had a couple of laps, I think I might have been able to do a bit of magic here, as long as they're on the wet tyre. And the car's feeling good now. I'm still not pushing it to its absolute maximum, but I'm definitely hooking up the corners a bit nicer. This is feeling good. This is feeling good. And even around here as well, I can really take the car flat out. So far the strategy has worked. It's just a bit frustrating that during the middle of the race we were stuck behind that Dodge for so long, because we are really, it was 13 seconds at the beginning of this lap to 2nd place, and it is now 8.6. But I think 1st place, he's put on soft rubber as well, because he's very quick as well. Or mediums, I'm not sure, but 2nd place has definitely kept the wet tyres on. We're 2.5 seconds up on our fastest lap. And I think that is going to be a solid 3rd place. Thanks to strategy there, we definitely done damage limitation. I mean, we got the 2nd fastest lap of the race, clean as well. The guy in 1st place was just too quick for us in both strategies, wet and soft, wet and dry rubber. But yeah, definitely damage limitation. I'm happy with the strategy. It was a good race in the end, and we finally get to post a video of the GT Porsche, even though it's not the strongest in a straight line. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon in another video.